Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screens.
In 2023, Arizona will host Super Bowl for the fourth time since 1996.
This is the fourth time the Super Bowl has been in the great state of Arizona.
We look forward to hosting Super Bowl 57. We couldn't be more excited about this.
Our mission is to make sure that we have the world's attention to tell the best story possible about Arizona.
Super Bowl 57 is coming to the desert.
For applause for the video. Welcome, everyone. Get this situated. Okay. We are so glad to have you with us today. Welcome to Arizona for Super Bowl 57. I'm Jay Perry, President and CEO of your Arizona Super Bowl Host Committee. On behalf of the entire Super Bowl team, we are ready to host an epic week of events and to showcase everything that makes Arizona a world-class destination. We are thrilled to welcome the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles to the Valley of the Sun for what is called the most exciting and most watched game in the U.S. We've created a week full of entertainment, fun, music, food, and football, and we'll have something for everyone. We've worked together over the past 18 months to drive economic impact and really meaningful community impact too, that will result in an indelible and positive legacy in our state. Over the past year, we've already had so many wins, driving professional development and contract opportunities for our local diverse businesses, significant grants to local charities here in Arizona that serve our local people, leaning into sustainability programs across the state. We've planted hundreds of low water usage trees with our NFL Green teammates, and fostering community pride through Team Arizona. We're going to be rolling deep this week with over 5,000 volunteers around the valley welcoming the visitors. We have an incredibly dedicated and smart team that's bringing Super Bowl to us here in Arizona, some of whom are here today, and I want to recognize our forward-thinking business and tourism leaders, our invaluable Native American community leaders, and I want to recognize you individually, Chairman Miguel, Ak-Chin Indian Community, President Burnett, the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation, Governor Lewis, Gila River. You're going to see his amazing Super Bowl medallion later, from the Gila River Indian Community, and Vice Chairwoman Saunders from the Tohono O'odham Nation. Our supportive elected officials are here in spades as well, led by Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs. And we have 9 city partners, 5 of whom are represented today. Mayor Gallego from Phoenix. I know you're here. Thank you for all of your support. Mayor Ortega from Scottsdale is coming through security. Mayor Pizzillo from Goodyear. Excellent. Mayor Wires from Glendale. And Mayor Weiss from Avondale. We have our energetic board of directors, our host committee staff, and last but not least, our incredible partnership with the NFL, led by Commissioner Goodell, who have invested legions of NFL teammates and resources on Super Bowl 57. We share our thanks and our gratitude for this opportunity for fans to create their very special Super Bowl memories and for Arizona to shine on the global stage. It's my pleasure to introduce the tip of the spear for Super Bowl, a real pro in this industry and a good friend. I have kind of a long intro, Peter, so walk slowly. Peter O'Reilly is Executive Vice President of Club Business and League Events for the NFL. And when Peter and I started working together a couple years ago on Super Bowl 57, we were aligned on our goals: to expand the Super Bowl footprint and create a regional takeover, and to elevate the experience in smart ways for our fans, for media, for partners, and for the participating players. And if the excitement and energy of this past weekend is any indication, we are well on our way to a hugely successful Super Bowl. Please welcome Peter O'Reilly.
Thank you. Thanks, Jay. Jay's been an incredible partner, and her leadership has just been tremendous back to Super Bowl 49 and this year, so it's great to have just an incredible teammate to do all of this with. First, on behalf of the National Football League, we'd like to respectfully acknowledge that the events hosted in honor of Super Bowl 57 right here in Arizona will take place on land and territories originally of the indigenous people. We believe it is consistent with our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion to acknowledge the sovereignty and the traditional territories of these tribal communities and understand the historical and current experience of Native peoples. Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, and we are proud to count 4 of those tribes as our Super Bowl host committee partners: the Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation, the Akchin Indian community, the Gila River Indian community, and the Tohono O'odham Nation. We thank these tribes for their partnership, and we're committed to building strong and lasting relationships with indigenous communities throughout Arizona and across the nation. Thank you very much. And we're very proud to have Governor Lewis of the Gila River Indian community here with us today, and I invite Governor Lewis to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Peter, for that very, I would say, unprecedented recognition of the First Nations of Arizona. Skooksiadik, Anyanapchugat, Governor Stephen Roe Lewis of the Gila River Indian Community. Good morning. My name is Stephen Roe Lewis. I'm the governor of the Gila River Indian Community. And on behalf of my people, on behalf of the 22 tribes in Arizona, my fellow tribal leaders here, we're honored to be host of this year's Super Bowl. And I want to take the opportunity to sincerely welcome all of you to our ancestral homelands here in the Valley. My ancestors, the ancestors of the O'odham people, have been on these homelands since time immemorial, farming the lands surrounding our sacred river, our Kuriakamo, the Gila River. We are Akimel O'odham and Peeposh Indians, and we're known broadly for our hospitality. So we're very pleased to welcome the NFL, all the players, and the fans to this world event that brings together tribal nations, our great state of Arizona, the country, and the world together for this amazing special game. And we're very excited, the community, to be hosting the Philadelphia Eagles at our Sheraton Wild Horse Pass on the Gila River Indian community as well. So I don't want to take any sides here, but our hospitality speaks for itself. I also want to express my gratitude to the NFL for their incredible partnership with the community, not only around the game, but also for the tribal youth outreach and clinics that were held for our Native youth. Now, this ongoing commitment to our youth and our youth in Arizona means so much to our resiliency, to our future generations. These events matter to our young people, to our parents, to our elders. They show the NFL's true commitment to Arizona and to the generations of indigenous youth. These camps create memories that I know will last far beyond Sunday's game. They teach sportsmanship. And meeting NFL players like the great Larry Fitzgerald as well, who's come to our community numerous times and is so just beloved among our people, and other former players, connects our children firsthand to the sport, to competition, and to the tradition of native, indigenous excellence. Again, on behalf of the Gila River Indian community, my fellow tribal leaders here, we welcome you to O'odham Juvid, our homelands, and extend our sacred hospitality to all of you attending and viewing the Super Bowl. Thank you. Masapo. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Lewis. That is a beautiful medallion. We at the NFL are so excited. This is going to be an incredible week. We have two great teams, a great matchup. As you saw yesterday, the two teams are now on the ground here, settled into the week that is in front of them, and we couldn't be more excited. Back in Arizona for the 4th Super Bowl here, and this is Arizona's Super Bowl. This has been the home of some really classic Super Bowls. And this is going to be another one, and we could not be more excited about that. But we couldn't do that without the partners you sit here. I mentioned Jay, but her leadership of the host committee, David Russo back as co-chairman of the host committee, and his leadership and vision and his support of this Super Bowl 49 and this year. To have Larry Fitzgerald join as the co-chair this year is tremendous. Not only one of the greatest receivers in NFL history, a Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, but also just one of the best ambassadors for our game and for this state. So just incredible to have Larry as part of this team. Clearly the reason that we're here is because of the Arizona Cardinals and Michael Bidwell and their leadership in getting this game here and the way that they run this organization and the way they create all of the elements that make for an amazing Super Bowl. And this is an Arizona Super Bowl. To have Governor Hobbs here, and this is the entire state involving so many different communities, and we're so proud to really wrap our arms around the entire state of Arizona with this Super Bowl. And then the teammates, we call them teammates. 45,000 people will be credentialed to play some role in making Super Bowl 57 come to life. From someone greeting you at the airport to a role, a security person, that community that makes the Super Bowl so special. We are so appreciative of those people coming together to make this event what it is. And it doesn't just end on Sunday at that last whistle. It's about the impact that goes well beyond. That's what Jay referenced. The community impact programs, partnering with the host committee and the NFL Foundation to leave a legacy, especially for youth in this community. And Jay mentioned our Business Connect program, but the 200 plus small businesses, minority-owned, women-owned, veteran-owned, LGBTQ-owned small businesses who are part of making Super Bowl happen, not just contracts, but also the opportunity to learn and be part of a network. This week is going to be incredibly fun, and yesterday and the day before, we're off to a fast start. We all are competitive. The last 2 days, we had 70,000 people come through the Super Bowl experience, 70,000 fans come through Super Bowl experience presented by Lowe's. That is the second highest ever for an opening weekend next to 2012 in Indianapolis. So I know the competitive juices in the front row want to beat Indianapolis after the weekend here, but it's a great experience. Opens again on Thursday. Kids 12 and under are free, which is very important. And then the week goes on from there. Super Bowl opening night tonight, where the only time other than game when the two teams come together and fans can be at the Footprint Center and see those teams, see the moments, along with some of those 5,000 credentialed media who will be here for the week. And then rolling into Jay's event, the free fan event, Super Bowl experience at Hance Park, NFL Honors on Thursday night. Great concert at the Footprint Center, the Bud Light Super Bowl Music Fest Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then, oh yeah, we play a game on Sunday. It's one of the biggest annual sporting events ever, if not the biggest, with one of the biggest concerts of the year at halftime with the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. And the world will be watching, and they'll have their eyes on Arizona. 200 countries plus around the world broadcasting the game in 25 languages, with likely more than 200 million people watching here in the United States. So we're ready to roll, and we couldn't be more excited about that. And again, it all starts with the Arizona Cardinals. And they're our partner here, and at the helm is the owner of the Arizona Cardinals, Michael Bidwell. So I'll ask him to join now.
Y'all ready for some football? Come on, let's get fired up. This is the beginning of Super Bowl week. Let's go. Arizona, I think we're ready. It's great to have the league back in town. We are ready to kick off an amazing Super Bowl. It's been 8 years since Super Bowl 49, and there's been a lot of investment. There's been investment in our hospitality community, in our infrastructure, our public infrastructure, roads, the airports, everything along those lines. In State Farm Stadium, over $200 million. And we have been getting ready for this day and this week for a long, long time. So I couldn't be more excited. The game gets bigger and bigger each year. It's going to be a lot bigger than it was in 2015. And so we've got a lot of new partners involved, and it couldn't be more exciting. Among those exciting things for me is that since 2015, Arizona is one of the states that has legalized sports betting. So fans coming to Arizona will be able to go to the BetMGM sportsbook at State Farm Stadium on our campus and be able to place a bet before the game to just raise the excitement level even more. That's something our younger fans are interested in, and it's exciting. The other thing I want to emphasize is our Business Connect program. That's the program that Jay described as well as Peter. It's at a record level. I had the chance to attend an event earlier this week in Phoenix where all those 200 minority and women-owned businesses were together, and so many of those folks have already landed contracts. I spoke to many firms that were already talking about they had been spoken to about future contracts for future Super Bowls. So the program is not only working, but that network is working to build those minority and women-owned businesses and to make sustainable business relationships really stick. And I couldn't be more excited about it for those folks and for their businesses, their employees, and for Arizona, again, succeeding. The Arizona Commerce Authority, in conjunction with the Super Bowl Host Committee, is going to be hosting 70 business CEOs, large business CEOs that are serious about looking to Arizona to expand or relocate their business. We're going to be hard at work over the next 9 or 10 days as we work on all those businesses to try to land them. We have 70 coming in town. Last time in 2015, we had 50 businesses. We were able to land 20 projects out of that 50 group of 50, which is an incredible rate of success. It represented over 16,000 jobs and $2 billion worth of investment, and we've diversified our economy, and that strategy has worked well for us. It's just not about the tsunami of economic benefit that's going to happen here over the next 10 days. It's also about the long and bigger tail of economic activity and diversified economy that happens. Lastly, I want to talk about Team Arizona. Team Arizona is not only, and Team Super Bowl is not only those 45,000 volunteers and workers that are going to help us host all of these fans into Phoenix and into the greater Phoenix area and into Arizona. This team is really important, and really all of my fellow citizens of Arizona, we're part of Team Arizona. So let's look at everybody who's coming in as our guest. Let's welcome them. Let's be excited about all those visitors and patient when there's traffic and patient when there may be a little bit longer lines at our favorite restaurants this week. It's going to be a fantastic week. So I'd like to say, let's get this week rolling. It is rolling. It's my great pleasure to introduce Governor Katie Hobbs. Governor Hobbs is our 24th governor here in the state of Arizona. She's been on the job for about 3 weeks, and she's doing a fantastic job. But prior to this, she's not new to leadership. Prior to this, she was a state senator, including the minority leader in our state Senate. And prior to that, she was Secretary of State, and then prior to that, she was a state senator. So she's been doing this for more than a decade, and I am so pleased to be partnering with her and working with her as we bring this great game to Arizona and we shine for the rest of the United States, but also for the rest of the world. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Governor Hobbs.
Thank you so much, Michael. I am so excited to be here with you and the rest of the Super Bowl host committee as we kick off this exciting week for the state of Arizona. As you have already heard, this is our 4th time hosting a Super Bowl, and it's such a great opportunity to show off our great state to visitors, but also through the extensive television coverage of the games and activities surrounding it. With our vast experience in hosting numerous events each year, I am confident that we are fully prepared to handle the over 100,000 visitors expected this week. With that being said, I want to welcome all of the visitors here from Philadelphia, Kansas City, as well as all over the world. We're so glad that we are able to dial up picture-perfect weather for you this week. Welcome to an Arizona winter. It is a perfect week to take in the beautiful sights and activities that Arizona has to offer. The over 160,000 workers in the tourism and hospitality industry of the state are ready to make this week a memorable one for you. Arizona is truly a unique destination for a Super Bowl because when we host a Super Bowl, it's a multi-city, multi-day regional experience. But in case you were confused by some of the imagery that's been shared by the NFL in the last couple weeks, the Grand Canyon, Sedona, and Horseshoe Bend are a few hours drive from here. It will be a bit colder up north, but worth checking out these beautiful treasures that Arizona has to offer. In fact, you can go skiing in Flagstaff, visit a winery in Patagonia, check out the London Bridge in Lake Havasu City, stand on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, have nationally ranked burritos in Yuma, or enjoy any number of other excellent day trips around our great state. There are also many activities and award-winning restaurants to enjoy right here in the Valley, with many museums, endless hiking trails, and some of the best golf courses and spas anywhere in the world. And of course, there are the many events being put on by the Super Bowl host committee for both and NFL for both visitors and Arizona residents alike. I look forward to seeing many Arizonans join in the festivities throughout the week, culminating in the big game on Sunday. Arizona has so many wonderful things to offer, and I look forward to this opportunity to show her off this week to the world. I'm just a month into my administration, and what an exciting way to showcase how Arizona is a great place to visit, but also to live, work, raise a family, and retire. Isn't that right, Larry? We are going to prove why hosts choose us again and again to hold these mega events in our great state. We have a strong track record of success. We deliver for organizers, sponsors, and most importantly, the fans each time. So to the many visitors and fans, have fun, drink lots of water, and be safe. To my fellow Arizonans, let's be welcoming and show our new friends just how great this state is. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today, and let's have a great week.
Jay works for me for another week, so that'll be short-lived. Governor, thank you very much. I think it's fantastic that given your limited tenure on the job, that you're instantly stepping in as the #1 salesperson for the state, and but appropriately, you're just a great face for what represents on us on so many different fronts. So thank you for doing this. My first bullet is to talk about collaboration, and I think there's no better illustration of collaboration than the speaker panel. You have people from the industry, you have the tribal community, which is so key to our success as a state from an economy standpoint, but then certainly delivering on big promises like Super Bowl. You also have the municipalities, you certainly have government that plays a key role, and then I think Michael being highlighted earlier, as the significance of it. Michael and I met in an interaction on economic development for the betterment of the state. I think we're blessed. I don't know any other NFL owners, but I think we're blessed to have one that highlights and prioritizes in his own life and the team's life the significance of the whole community growing and prospering together. So, Michael, thank you. Let's see. A lot of my best lines have already been used. I thought it was interesting that Peter O'Reilly from the NFL was trying to create some competition between us and Indianapolis. I don't know if you all have, I've been to a Super Bowl in Indianapolis, and I think they probably feel lucky that they had it one time and aren't expecting to come back. The last time in 2015, I was apologizing to a member of the press from the New England contingent, and I think it was 62 degrees and slight sprinkle. And I said, you know, it's just never like this. I don't understand. And they're like, that's all right. My family's in Nantucket, and they haven't had power for 5 days. So we continue to be on the right side of that. I will highlight one of the main things that we do, those of us that have been working on this for a while, and certainly Jay and her professional staff, is the idea of being able to point to something that we are excited about. And that partnership with the NFL and leaving behind a legacy grant program of in excess of $2 million is something we all point to with lots of pride. I think the lasting impact that Michael talked about from a business community and what the eventual jobs for future generations in Arizona is also something that we don't take lightly, the opportunity and the opportunity that the potential opportunity that it represents while we've got the world's attention. So speaking of world's attention, our next speaker, my co-chair, who's been fantastic, I just asked him if we were still going to be pals a week from now, but he assured me that was a possibility. I do think it's interesting just what a giver Larry Fitzgerald is, because he's the two-time winner of the AT&T Pro-Am, and yet he actually threw the competition in order to ensure that he'd be here because there were some weather delays. So with that, I'd like to introduce Larry Fitzgerald.
Hey, how are you guys doing? You know, as a former player, you have no idea what goes into making the Super Bowl what the Super Bowl is. And I remember vividly back to my time, and you get on a plane, you land, the buses are there, takes you to the hotel, your hotel room keys are available. You come down and eat, the food is prepared. But now being in this position over the last year has been transformational for me, because I got a chance to see how the sausage is made, how everybody's able to enjoy such an unbelievable game, and the work that goes on behind the scenes. And to my team, my teammates, I can't thank you enough for allowing me to be able to experience something that's going to always be sitting with me in a positive way for many, many years, to be able to showcase our great state. I've lived here for 20 years, and to be able to see how our state has grown, how it's continued to grow in so many ways, to be able to see how our tribes are being highlighted for the great work that they continue to do in our state, and all the businesses that will be affected by this game. It means so much to our great state. My children and my children's children will be impacted by this game, and hopefully for years to come, more games that will be coming to our state. So it's been a spectacular experience, and I know it's only Monday. It's only going to get better every single day. As Governor Hobbs said, you know, the weather's cooperative. It's going to be fabulous for everybody to be getting out and doing things that they have known and can appreciate about our great state. And I'm looking forward to experiencing it all. And I just want to thank you guys for the support and magnifying this great state. And I just hope for a very competitive game on Sunday. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming.